Hey, it's Suinda at Her Clear Path. This past weekend, I just went to my first trade show ever. I'm going to share with you all the things that I learned, everything that I did to prepare, everything that I should have done, and so much more. Let's go. I want to share my journey. There's so many pieces of my life that have led me to this point. Who are you? Pursue your purpose. First off, you've got to do your research in your area and find out what trade shows you can go to. You can do this by searching keywords on Google, searching on Instagram or Facebook groups, any place where small businesses or people in your niche get together to talk about things. Find out where the trade shows are, find out where they're happening, and get signed up as a vendor. These shows can cost anywhere from $75 to $250 or more to be a vendor and to have a booth. And some of the shows will also give you the option to be like a VIP, to get the best booth in the house, as you would say, to make sure that you get the most traffic. So there are sometimes upcharges that you can pay in order to get those features. You also want to know what exactly you want your booth to look like. So once you sign up for a show, do they provide you a table? Do you have to bring your own? If you are provided a table, how big is that table? That's going to be important. Then you want to think about, tablecloths, signage, what you want to do at your booth. So when someone comes, do you have a game or a raffle or a brochure that you hand them? So you want to think about all of those things weeks in advance, have everything prepared, because once the weekend comes, it's going to come so fast, you do not want to leave any of this stuff for the last minute. Trust me. For example, I signed up for this particular trade show that happened this past weekend. It was a bridal show for my wedding business, 4 or 5 months ago. And I knew exactly what I wanted my booth to look like, but I didn't order any of the stuff that I needed until a couple weeks before. Big no-no. You want to order your stuff as soon as you know you need it, as soon as you know what you want. Design your booth or your table in advance, as far in advance as you possibly can. I go to FedEx 4 or 5 times a week, and they have print services, and I even talked to them about the sign that I wanted. I talked to a local company who never got back to me about the sign that I wanted. I knew what sign I wanted, I knew what I was going to put on it, and in the back of my mind I had all this time, and then all of a sudden it's only 1 week away and I hadn't ordered my sign yet. So I put it together really quick, and I tried to print it on FedEx, but I was having trouble with the image, so I went through Canva, and Canva.com, I use them for all of my graphics, and they actually will create and print to you and ship to you a sign. So I ordered it, and if it had been delivered on time, Ohio weather, I'm looking at you. If it had been delivered on time, it would have been perfect, but it was delivered 4 days after the show already happened. So the night before the show, when I realized that I wasn't going to have a sign, I panicked. Then I got myself back together like a boss. I actually called the local staples that I've used throughout the years and asked them, how big of a sign can you print same day? This was 6 o'clock in the evening on Saturday night before the show, which took place on Sunday. So they're like, go to the website, click here, click here, click here, and we can do this one. So cool. The difference between the sign that I was getting from Canva shipped and the sign that I was getting from Staples is the sign that I got from Canva was up and down, and the sign that I got from Staples was this way. So I had to redesign it. And what I thought was, if my Canva sign comes in time, I'll put it next to or in front of my table. And if the Staples one, gets done in time, I'll put it across the front of my table. So then I'll have two. So I didn't want the front banner to be an exact copy paste of the up and down banner, because then it would just be redundant. So I designed that banner, had it printed, and literally they had it ready for me within an hour and a half of me ordering it. Imagine me calling them panicked, could they do it? And everybody was so nice. They were awesome. Shout out to Staples, because they hooked me up in a pinch. And for a 6-foot banner, 6 foot wide, 2 feet tall, to go across the front of my table, it was only $50, which is not bad at all. Now, it would have been an extra $10 if they could put the grommets in, so that I could tie it with a string on each end and hang it if I wanted to, but their machine was down, I don't know, so I literally had to double-sided tape that boy to my tablecloth. I'm going to share video clips of what my booth ended up looking like. I'll also share links to everything that I used in my booth in case you want to do something similar for the next time you go to a trade show or if your first trade show is coming up. I also want to show you when the Canva sign did show up. I never opened it because I didn't have a reason to, but I'm going to open it right now. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, it's got a cool carrying case. Now this banner was not $50. This one, I paid for express shipping, so it came out to $166. But it's a banner that I'm going to use over and over again every time I do a trade show. It's this, first of all, look how wide it is, but it comes with this retractable situation. Oh, it's huge and beautiful. Man, that would have looked so good at the trade show. It's not going well. Okay, so imagine how beautiful this would have looked at my booth. It's huge. That sign is amazing. I'm so proud of the design. It came out so great. And shout out to the folks at canva.com because since there was such a big delay in the shipping, they did refund me the cost of the sign, and I really do appreciate that. I actually only emailed them asking them to refund me the cost of the express shipping, which was $25. But they refunded me the whole order. So that was so awesome. canva.com. So if you get anything from this story time, it's order your signs well in advance, especially if you live in a cold weather spot like me, because a blizzard can hit at any time and block deliveries. The next thing I'll say is not to go alone. You want someone there to be your helping hand and support. My assistant, my best friend, went with me, and it was fun because we spent the whole day together, and at the same time, she was a humongous help. Even just pulling the cart to the door and her sitting in the car while I unloaded, or her parking the car while I set up, or her running to Staples to grab some extra supplies that was around the corner from the venue at the last minute. You want someone who you can count on and rely on, who will be with you throughout the show. She was even able to go around and connect with some of the vendors on my behalf and exchange business cards, and that's a huge, huge deal because some vendors leave early. You may not get to everyone by the end of the show, and so you want to make sure that you're able to connect. Stay tuned for clips from the actual show. Here I am assembling my booth. This was my display for the show. You'll see that I didn't even unpack my Amazon packages. I literally took them with me and unpacked them at the show. So here I am setting up, put my tablecloth down. There's my bestie. She actually did an emergency run, ran to Staples so that I could get a couple more signs for my table. It was really important to me to go all out and make sure that I pulled out all the stops for my display. I didn't want to cheap out on it. I wanted it to be professional and amazing and something that people would gravitate towards. Just to give the vibes, I also ordered this wedding archway. I just wanted it to be decorative behind me and just set the mood, feel very wedding-y. I decorated it with some different colored drapery that matched my graphic design and my sign, some faux flowers. I also pulled all of my faux plants from my house to make my table look as nice as possible because whatever it takes. So here I am, busting a move because, you know, the DJ was jamming. I mean, it really was a party. The next thing I want to mention is I made a sign-up sheet for everyone who came to my table for me to get their information and reach out to them after the show, which is totally normal if you've ever been to a trade show or been a vendor at a trade show. Everybody has sign-up sheets. It's totally fine to use a sign-up sheet. However, I did have some trouble trying to read people's handwriting. So I think the next time I go to a trade show, I'm most definitely going to take my tablet and set up an online form on my website where they can enter their information so that I can reach out to them after the show. Something else that I'll mention, so if you notice on my taller sign that I just showed you, my face is nowhere on it. My name is on it, but not my face. And the banner that I created at Staples, on a whim, the last minute I decided to put my picture in there, and that went really well. But my name wasn't on there. So nobody knew my name unless they read my business card or asked me. So make sure your name and your face are on the signage somewhere big and clear where people will know who you are when they approach you. The next thing I'll say is know what you want to say to people when they come to your booth. So the first couple of times it was a little clunky because, you know, I'm a wedding officiant. Everyone doesn't know what the word officiant means. that was kind of like a talking point. It was also fun just to kind of find out about people's wedding days or what they were needing my services for, or if they were even at the show looking for my particular services. Having some type of icebreaker or questions that I want to ask everyone who comes to my table, it kind of breaks the silence, breaks the ice, and it removes any awkwardness of people walking up to your table and not really knowing what to say. Because we did have some awkward moments until I got the hang of it. I'll also say you're going to want to know what exactly the event sponsor or the venue are doing for those who are attending the event. For example, at the event that I went to, every vendor was required to raffle something off, and they had a big raffle at the end. But everyone didn't get tickets to the raffle. Only those who purchased the VIP tickets got entered into the raffle, and I wasn't clear on those details. Like, I literally didn't realize that until they were pulling the tickets. That was just kind of a communication or a misunderstanding because I didn't know at all what kind of raffle they were doing. So I would recommend reading through the page where the tickets are being sold so that you understand from the attendee's perspective what's going on at the event. Or you could also talk to your event sponsor. Just know that the person who's sponsoring an event is talking to all the vendors. They're not going to have time to handhold you throughout the whole event. So try and do some figuring things out on your own if you can. Now, in the event that I went to, they were having a big raffle with all the vendors raffling things off. And I raffled off, 50% off of my services. But other people didn't raffle off just their services or just a discount on what they were offering. They had Visa gift cards and gift baskets and all kinds of stuff. Know who it is that your customers are. And even if the whole event isn't doing a raffle, maybe you just do a raffle for everyone who hands you their email address or, comes to your booth, and raffle anything off, either a discount on your services or a gift card or whatever you can afford. But a raffle is always fun at events like this. People love to, win or almost win. So it gives something to talk about when they come to your table and then something to offer back. I also recommend connecting with all of the vendors that go. So not only getting your name out there to people who might be potential paying customers, but everyone who's at that trade show is more than likely within your industry too. So get to know them. Let them get to know you. I hope you enjoyed these few tips on what to do or how to plan for your first trade show. Links to everything I mentioned are below. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my other videos. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Other people? Ooh, wait a minute. Okay. Mom, look at this. Look at the sign that I ordered for the trade show that it didn't come in time.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
I designed it myself.
That is pretty.
And it's huge.
That's about 10 feet tall. 8.
$166, which they refunded me because it didn't come in time.
Well, you got it for free?
Uh-huh.
Hey, free is good. That is really nice.
Hey, it's Suinda at Her Clear Path.